And welcome to the Keighley Dewsbury game, and the first team out, Dewsbury. Their full side: Lyndon Johnson at full-back, Chris North, Andy Dickinson, Kevin Crowthers, Paul, and the two substitutes, Matthew Foster, who's impressed in his few short weeks here at Cougar Park, and Darren Cleary. The referee, David Atkin, all set for a good game of rugby league. The two skippers out there in the middle, shaking hands with the various officials, and hopefully we're in for another Cougar victory. Cougars attacking the bowling green end of the ground. Ian Bates, the skipper of Dewsbury. His father was a very well-known player a fair few years ago with Dewsbury. And here comes the kick-off. Kick-off taken. Dewsbury inside their own 20-metre area, obviously. A crowd of round about the 4,200 mark. Last week's crowd, incidentally, underestimated. It was said it was 4,186. In fact, it was more like 4,800. Paul Worthy looking to get away from the first tackler. Played for Leeds for a while, Paul. Had a few games with the first team. Ian Bates getting what looked like a forward pass in, but the man in possession, Shane Williams, doing well to get to the halfway line. I can't recollect having seen him, and he with the first chance of putting the points on the board. Trevor Leithley bringing the sand out. Played for Huddersfield with some distinction. Coach at Hunslet for a while, and been at Dewsbury for round about the last 5 years. Woodcock then with the chance of kicking the goal. Not going to be too far away, in fact underneath the post, beautifully taken by Keith Dixon, and Keith Dixon running the ball away, getting 12 metres outside his own try line. Andy Ayres coming in, and Mr. Atkin making his intentions perfectly obvious, penalising Paul Lord now, so one to each side for the same offence, and the referee making his intentions perfectly clear to both sides. David Larder inside the Dewsbury half. Paul Worthy and Danny McKelvey, the two men who knock him down. Ian Gately on the charge, midway between the 20-metre line and the halfway line inside Dewsbury territory. Chris Robinson looking for the gap, does well, gets the ball away. Might be a try here. Gareth Cochran gets it to Pinckney. Pinckney going for the try and loses the ball. The referee in any case had given a forward pass. Gareth Cochran did well. Pinckney, I'm sure, felt that his 5th try of the season was there for the taking, but the referee had given the forward pass, and Nick, in any case, had lost the ball stretching for the line. Good tackle by Appleby. Dewsbury moving the ball wide. Good tackle by Irving. Gareth Cochran with the help of Grant Dory at the tackle. The ball coming into midfield on the Dewsbury 20-metre line. Woodcock does well. Gets to the halfway line. 6 tackle indicated. Plays it to himself. Puts the ball over the top. Dixon with the easiest take he'll have all afternoon. And Dixon finding space. Gives it to Critchley. Attempted half arm. Well, in fact, it wasn't an attempted, it was a half-arm. Jason Critchley prostrate. The loose forward, Terry McAllister, I think, was the man who threw the loose arm. Certainly got a vast amount of padding on both arms as well, which won't help the cause as far as the half-arm tackle goes. Penalty kick obviously being given to the Cougars. Good kick by Dixon. Critchley recovered from the stiff arm. Here comes Keighley over the 20-metre line, centre of the field. Grant Dory to Martin Wood. Martin Wood, well tackled, looked to slip the ball, but no one there and held on. Wood to Appleby. Appleby back to Robinson. Robinson on the 20-metre line, quick play the ball. Dixon gets a good ball infield. Play on, I think. Gareth Cochrane taking on players. Again, the Cougars play ending up on the 20-metre line, and Ramshaw moving it wide to Robinson to Appleby. Martin Wood. Good ball from Wood to Irving. Irving gets the ball away, but unfortunately goes into no man's land. Keith Dixon moving into space, but
Johnson's father, please, could you go to the first aid room? That's Laura Johnson's father. Laura Johnson's father, if you could go to the first aid room. Thank you.
Dewsbury moving the ball out wide. Pinckney, good tackle, but the man in possession getting rid of the ball, and Pinckney again getting involved.
Just once again an announcement for Laura Johnson's father. Could you go to the first aid room, please? If you don't know where it is, just ask a steward. Thank you.
Glenn Bell, who's a big, strong man, been around the scene for a few years. New Zealanders. Chris Robinson did well. A soccer-type boot. Again, perfectly positioning by Keith Dixon. And Keith Dixon this time coming to grief just outside his own 20-metre area, and the crowd again not too happy. Jason Critchley. Critchley going through over the halfway line. Critchley still going forward, looking to get a pass inside. No one there. Andy Ayres at acting halfback, getting the ball out left to Chris Robinson, to Darren Appleby. Long ball to Gareth Cochrane. Well, Cochrane going into touch. The crowd not happy, feeling a stiff arm had been thrown. Possession to Dewsbury, and the weather now a great deal cooler than it was half an hour ago, and I would imagine perfect for playing rugby. David Larder holding onto the tackle. Paul Worthy. Halfway line, Dewsbury in possession. 0-0 the score. Referee blown up for the knock-on, which good for Keighley fans, but seems a trifle surprising. 8.5 minutes of this first half gone. Scoreline still 0-0. Dewsbury had one penalty shot at goal, and Keighley within aces of getting a try through Nick Pinckney. Irving over the halfway line. Martin Wood. Good short ball. Dixon going through. Dixon gives a dummy. Got to be a try here. David Larder underneath the post. Tremendous play by the Cougars. David Larder, who I know takes as his disciple Ellery Hanley backing up. Backed up perfect. Simon Irving with an easy shot at goal. The crowd to my left at Lorcombe Lane giving David Laird a well-earned round of applause. And Keith Dixon tremendously involved in that try. Simon Irving coming up to take the kick at goal. The crowd all hushed. Dewsbury in a huddle. And Irving coming up. Absolutely no problems, and the Cougars going into the lead 6-0. Dewsbury in their away kit.
Age 5 from Sting Primary School. Well done, Richard.
And as I said previously, a perfect afternoon for rugby league. The ball going to be taken by Pinckney, who shouts mine. Doesn't quite get there, but eventually takes it. Gives a half dummy to David Larder. Wisely elects to go on his own and gets to the 20-metre line. 6-0 then, the Cougars in the lead. Andy Ayres, first full game for the Cougars, gives the ball to Critchley. Critchley going down the touchline side. Has he got the speed? Gets the ball in field, but an interception. Keith Dixon doing well to get hold of the man in possession, Andy Dickinson. And Jason Critchley getting a well-earned round of applause. Robert Woodcock very involved for Dewsbury. Well, that ball going into no man's land, eventually picked up by Paul Lord. And Jason Ramshaw, credit to him for getting deep inside the Dewsbury half of the field to make the tackle. Sixth tackle indicated by the referee. Wait and see what tactics moved. Woodcock, in fact, getting the ball out. Full back Lyndon Johnson, but that's the sixth tackle, so the Cougars will be back quite happy about that. Chris Robinson wanting the ball, eventually getting it, and Keith Dixon playing at full back within sight of the halfway line. Grant Dury over the halfway line. Dury, Chesbury trying to get up. Paul Worthy not allowing him to do so. Appleby with the ball. Martin Wood. Martin Wood gets it to Irving. For a moment, I'm sure Simon felt that the gap was there, but it was closed up as rapidly as it had appeared. And it's going to be Gareth Cochran having a tilt. Chris Robinson back to Gately. Gately doing well. Well, the crowd felt it was a stiff arm, but the referee was emphatic it was shoulder. Kick by Robinson, that's a good one. The man in possession, who I think is the fullback Johnson, took it absolutely superbly. Confirmation, in fact, it was Johnson, the man who took it. Hurt his leg slightly, but credit to him. Tremendous take under pressure from Chris Robinson. And Dewsbury just outside their own 20-metre line. 2 tackles to go. Keighley in the lead 6-0. And a good strong tackle. Knock on by Dewsbury. Mr. Bates not too happy. And play being stopped for a scrum down with the advantage to the Cougars. 13.5 minutes gone. Andy Ayres got people outside him, gets the ball to Irving, Irving going through, Simon Irving puts the ball into the middle of the field, and unfortunately Andy Ayres, despite stretching desperately, couldn't quite get there. Good rugby though, tries are going to come if they keep on playing this type of rugby league. Tackled. Good tackling by Ayres and Pinckney. 2 mates both on and off the field. And this time it's Danny McKelvey, who was linked with the Cougars at one stage last season. David Longo, who has a big reputation, played for the England under-21, putting the kick through, didn't go dead, so that a tremendous kick. And Keith Dixon, quite wisely, electing to come in field rather than to give the ball to Critchley on the touchline side. Jason Critchley now in possession, gets outside his own 20-metre line, or at least it looked as though he was going to do for a moment. Gareth Cochran making the 8 metres or so. And Jason Ramshaw from acting halfback gets it to Martin Wood. Wood does well, gets it to Appleby. Appleby to Irving. Irving making the break. Irving loses the ball in the tackle. The referee said play on, and Dewsbury playing to the whistle, playing on. Kevin Crowthers with the ball. Nick Pinkney half stopping the man. David Larder completing the job. Lyndon Johnson, well tackled, in fact not tackled. Still going forward. 3 of the Cougars missing the tackle there, and Dewsbury proving dangerous. Ian Bates gets the ball across. Darren Appleby does well. Longo, good ball. This time good tackle, but Paul Worthy puts the ball into no man's land, and Jason Ramshaw does well to intercept. Worthy did right to let the ball go, but Jason Ramshaw read the situation, and this time Andy Ayres just going to have to be content to hold on to the ball. Still 6-0 to the Cougars. Ian Gately getting to the 20-metre area. I think the referee has in fact given a knock-on, in which case one could ask the question why Dewsbury weren't allowed to play when they had possession of the ball. Dewsbury, Nick Pinkney going in at the tackle. Nick Pinkney, of course, still in the England squad. This time it's Woodcock. But Dewsbury putting Keighley under some pressure at the moment after it being all Keighley. Longo, short ball. Simon Irving and Jason Ramshaw both there to stop any hopes Dewsbury had of the try. Oh, that's a good ball. Try given. Good ball by
Dixon.
And the man who scored it, Andy Dickinson. 2 of them there with bags of space, and the try given, which makes the score 6-4, and Woodcock to try and kick the goal from the touchline side. 17 minutes of the game gone. And the Cougars in a huddle now behind the posts. Bit of protective shoulder wear being discarded by Keith Dixon. And Woodcock with the kick from the touchline side. Practically totally cloudy now, but the weather is fine. And certainly the clouds over Skipton Way suggest it will continue to stay so. Big hefty boot there. Misses, so the Cougars stay in the lead by the tenuous margin of 2, 6-4, and the substitution being made. Gareth Cochran coming off and Darren Fleary coming on the field.
Substitution off comes Gareth Cochran, on corners Darren Fleary now.
Darren Fleary, whose previous club was in fact Dewsbury, an outstanding junior. Fleary then went to Dewsbury, felt that he'd do better here at Keighley under Phil Larder, and did in fact have an extremely good season last time. Lyndon Johnson again proving slightly elusive. Paul Worthy gets rid of the ball. That's good play. Ian Bates getting to within sight of the halfway line. Longo. And the Cougars again offside, putting themselves under pressure. Woodcock going to put the ball into touch, or hopefully into touch, but certainly got a big strong boot on him. And Bates getting it back to McKelvey. Dewsbury again inside the 20-metre area. McAllister. 3 men in at the tackle, prevent the ball from coming out. 12 metres away though from the try line. David Longo twisting, turning. 3 tackles to go. Ball out wide to Woodcock. Short ball to Johnson. Johnson again doing well. Well, Shane Williams wasn't too far away from the try line then. 6 tackle indicated by the referee. Woodcock with the short ball through, but that far too hard. Andy Ayres going on the run. Gets around the first man, but falls to the second, and Dewsbury all offside. Keith Dixon aiming for our video box. And Jason Ramshaw going to take the short tap. Darren Fleury against his old mates, having a tilt. Up to the halfway line, and the Cougars winning by 6-4 and wanting more points without question in this first half. Grant Dury doing well. Grant Dury still going. Grant Dury still going for the line. Great run by Dury, 5 metres away from the try line. Tries to get up quickly to play the ball. Jason Ramshaw going for the try from acting half back and a metre away from the try line. Andy Ayres raising his hand. The ball coming out to Robinson. Robinson gets the ball away. Oh, Darren Appleby knocking on under absolutely no pressure. So another chance, or a chance, goes a begging. And the substitution going to be made by Dewsbury. Number 10 going to come off. That's Danny McKelvey. And presumably Ned Kelly will be coming on. Been around the scene for a long time, Ned Kelly. Played rugby league in Australia. Perhaps a little bit slow these days, but still a very good ball player. Good understanding by Pinkney and Ayres on their defensive stint. Teddy McAllister falling to Ian Gately. Grant Dury doing well to come across and take David Longo. Paul Worthy, good ball. Good tackling by Darren Fleury. 6 tackle indicated, but again Keighley going to have to be quick here. There's danger out this side. Woodcock puts the ball in field to McAllister. Good defensive work by the Cougars. And the man hurt, not quite sure who it is. Could be Grant Dury, I think. And the substitution I said Dewsbury were making a few moments ago is now going to become effective. And Ricky Winterbottom coming on to see how the man injured. I'm nearly sure it is Grant Dury.
Kelvin coming off and Neil Kelly going on for Dewsbury.
Confirmation it is in fact Grant Dury. Just looking as though he's had a bit of a bang, some smelling salts and goodness knows what being given to him. Gareth Cochrane all poised, ready to come back on the field, and the players getting a well-earned breather. The crowd silent as they wait for Grant Dury to recover. Now making semblance of movement. Ricky Winterbottom helping him up on his feet. Looking a little bit unsteady. And the scoreline still reading 6-4. Pinkney with a rather dangerous pass, which Andy Ayres did well to recover, and Ian Gately doing better by making an invaluable few yards. Pinkney doing well. Getting up to play the ball. The ball into midfield to Jason Critchley. Six tackle indicated by the referee. And Chris Robinson putting a good long kick down the touchline side, finding touch. "25 minutes of the first half gone. And the Cougars with a narrow lead of 6-4. Second in the First Division table, of course, to Salford on points average. And as expected, Dewsbury getting the ball, and Darren Appleby absolutely spark out. Went in at the tackle very low down, and the Dewsbury players pulling him on his side. Darren Appleby, who only this last week has gone full time with the Cougars. And Ronnie Barrett also racing out to make sure that nothing too bad's happened, and Doc Pugh also getting out very, very quickly. So a bit of worry felt as far as the Cougars concerned. The two physios and the Doc out very quickly indeed. And the crowd very quiet indeed, and the doctor working hard out there. Simon Irving having a look. Worrying few moments for everyone concerned this. It's certainly Darren Appleby or any other player who gets injured. No one, no matter who they support, wants to see this. And Mick Barrett racing off, so something obviously desperately wrong out there. Some idiots in the crowd shouting, goodness knows why. Well, Dr. Pugh, the Keighley doctor out there, as also is the Keighley doctor, the Dewsbury doctor rather, as well, but certainly a sight no one likes to see this. So, going to be a long first half, but the main thing is let's hope Darren Appleby is okay. The doctor's spending a lot of time out there.
Went straight down, very quick. God, did he go quick now? I think so, yeah. Yeah, that's what when he kick it, sorry, wasn't it? Like a convulsion, it corrects, wasn't it? We can have that then in this bit out. The last thing you want to do is forget. This.
This is the longest stoppage I've ever seen. Has he?
Yeah, he's just got half on his belly and on his...
Well, he got himself up on his arms then, didn't he?
Yeah.
That's going to be a good sign.
Still early, wasn't it?
That referee deserves a lot of credit for a good start. I've seen a lot of referees play on.
Well, actually, it was quite near to action. So
Well, their lads turning over quickly as well.
They were straight to him.
They knew something. Yeah, they were straight to him.
That's it. That's what the plan, huh?
Darren Appleby going off the field and on a stretcher. Certainly we saw him moving, so hopefully that's a good sign, and hopefully Darren Appleby is obviously not fully recovered but on the way to recover. Interesting to see Phil Larder has gone in the physio's room with him. Must admit that is as long a stoppage as I can ever remember in rugby league. Let's hope to goodness that Darren is okay. Play going on. Paul Worthy. Darren Fleary in at the tackle, just for a moment thought the referee was going to penalise him. Good tackle by Gareth Cochrane. And the kick downfield. I think Keith Dixon can allow that to go with safety. The referee acknowledging that fact, and it will be a tap on the 20-metre line. Jason Critchley. Oh, totally stupid by Paul Worthy. The tackle had been made and then he goes in and decides to rub his face with his left hand. Absolutely nonsensical play by Paul Worthy. Kick into touch and the Cougars in the lead 6-4. And on the watch with about 7 minutes to go, but certainly going to be 5 minutes extra play at least, I would think. Ian Gately going forward, can't get the pass inside where Nick Pinkney was waiting. The ball infield to Robinson, Jason Ramshaw. Wood, ball out to Larder electing to go on his own. Keith Dixon and Simon Irving were outside him. And the ball again with Jason Ramshaw, back to Chris Robinson looking for the gap. Andy Ayres doing well, still going forward. Andy Ayres gets the ball in field. Martin Wood scores a try under the post. Tremendous work by Andy Ayres. Andy Ayres, who refused to be tackled, and Martin Wood backing up on the inside, scoring the Cougars' second try. Simon Irving with the kick at goal.
Martin Wood.
The kick good. And Mick O'Neill says it all. Super Simon does it again. And the score goes to 12-4 to the Cougars. And around 5 minutes of ordinary time to go, but nothing more sure than that there will be a lot of extra time. Kick-off made, going to be taken by Robinson to Darren Fleary. And Fleary over the 20-metre line, his own 20-metre line, obviously. Good ball, Jason Critchley over the halfway line now, coming in field. Good strong tackle, but Critchley doing extremely well, showing pace down the touchline side. The ball coming out to Ramshaw. Robinson, Simon Irving, ball in field to Pinkney over the 20-metre line, still struggling forward. And the applause rippling around the field. Robinson bringing Dory on, bringing Gately on. Gates does well, the ball coming out to Cochrane. Cochrane gets it to Ayres, to Simon Irving. Irving going for the line, but the touch judge there with the flag on high. A brave effort by Irving down the touchline. And in fact, a Dewsbury man badly hurt, and sad to hear ironic applause from the Keighley supporters. A lot of brave work there by Simon Irving and indeed the Dewsbury defenders. Irving for a moment looking as though he'd scored the try, but the touch judge within a metre of the spot immediately had the flag on high, indicating that the defenders had put him into touch. And Woody again down on the touchline. Nothing like Darren Appleby's, thankfully, but the lady physio for Dewsbury spending a lot of time down with the man who's injured, who I think is Paul Lord, in fact, the wingman, but the referee coming on indicating that play will restart and the Dewsbury man recovered. Bit of a punch-up going on. Referee totally ignoring it. Ian Keighley, of all people, getting involved, which is surprising, because if anyone's a gentle giant, then he is the man. Brilliant tackle by Simon Irving. Andy Dickinson feeling the full weight of that tackle. The tackling getting fiercer and fiercer down there, and Worthy fishing a penalty, or trying to do, by holding the man down. And a long kick by Woodcock, which again can be allowed to go into touch. Darren Appleby going to the ambulance, which has come to the ground. Grant Dury over the halfway line, does well to get it to Ramshaw, to Robinson. Nick Pinkney, will he look for the direct route? Indeed he does. And that's... Well, the referee hasn't given a penalty to date for lying on. Kick over the top by Robinson. And Robinson also in at the tackle. And Robinson again in at the tackle. (12-4) the scoreline. Darren Appleby gone to hospital. And play going on out here. Worthy, good ball out. Jason Critchley rather. Simon Irving looking to have got a bang now. Well, the pass was many a mile forward anyway. But good run by Woodcock. Big, strong man. And the Cougars to get possession, but one or two tired boys out there at the moment. The pace being fast and furious. Keighley and Bates being spoken to by the referee on the touch judge's word. And Diaz just short of the halfway line. Larder to Wood. Pinkney to Simon Irving. Great ball to Dixon. Forward pass given by the referee. Marginal, but I rather think the referee was correct. And we are way into injury time in this first half. One or two tempers fraying out there, no question about that. Terry McAllister, 10 metres outside the Keighley 20-metre line. And David Longer running himself into trouble there. Ned Kelly puts up the bomb. Well taken by Grant Dury. Simon Irving inside his own half, and the Cougars in the lead 12-4, and the ball coming to Martin Wood. Good kick down the touchline by Keith Dixon, going into touch, which means of course that the Dewsbury get the advantage of the scrum on the 10-metre line.
Red Sierra B517 RDC needs moving, please. Red Sierra B517 RDC.
Over 4 minutes of injury time played, and good tackle by Andy Ayres. David Longo again running himself into trouble. The referee's given a knock on. I'm not quite sure who's going to get the advantage. Jason Critchley certainly did well to get between the man and ball. Bit of chat going on out there to referee, and eventually Keighley getting the advantage, so Jason Critchley serving a certain try. David Larder over the 20-metre line. That looked like a trip, but the referee allowing play to go on, and Keith Dixon. Pinckney does well, gets the ball to Gately, to Keith Dixon, to Darren Fleary. Six tackle indicated by the referee, Chris Robinson indicating where the kick's going, and up goes the bomb. Johnson taking it quite brilliantly, and Grant Dury in with the strongest of tackles. Offside against the Cougars. And we're in the 7th minute of injury time at the moment. Ned Kelly puts a good ball in field. Longer, the crowd shouting for the forward pass, but the referee allowing play to go on. And Dewsbury again dangerous. Woodcock, long ball out. Good tackle by Pinckney. Ian Bates allowing the ball to go wide, and Cougars are going to have to get across. Kick by McAllister. Six tackle indicated. The referee saying that there was no knock on or no touch by Keighley. And at the end of the day, being given the freedom of England, Robert Woodcock dropped a goal. Must be the only one that's ever been dropped in the 47th minute, I would think. (12-5) the score.
Could some stewards get them boys off the roof, please? That roof is not safe over there, far end. Get off the roof, thank you. Only cost you a quid.
Simon Irving with the kick.
Off the roof, please.
Paul Worthy feeling the weight of Ian Gately. And there finally goes the half-time hooter. Keighley in the lead, 12-5.
I've read to both sides of part one of the Keighley experience. Let's remind you, get your bingo tickets coming up soon in the next few minutes. Get your bingo tickets ready.
Whistle's gone now.
Was it raining? It's Keighley time. All right, boys, we're a nice little break, and the cups of tea, and they're ready to go again. Part two of the Keighley experience. Just forgot to tell you, don't forget we've got a reunion next Saturday night for all the grey tops. And that's anybody on the 40, the Huntsman Mechanics, or the Youth Club inside the Keighley Park. Saturday night, be here, no mats, by ticket only. Alright.
Kick-off taken. Chris Robinson getting it to Darren Fleury, and we're into the second half.
Tickets for the reunion at the Keighley shop or Halifax Fisheries.
Quick play the ball, and Robinson getting it away to Ayres to Keith Dixon. Keith Dixon coming in field, but not being able to evade the attentions of Robert Woodcock, and this time it's David Larder. Keighley inside the Dewsbury half, and the scoreline 12-5. Robinson putting the kick through. Just for a moment looked as though Chris North was going to knock on, but held on to the ball. And Chris Robinson and Grant Dory held on to the player himself. Darren Fleury and David Larder, a couple of Huddersfield lads in at the tackle. Ian Bates moving it out, Ned Kelly moving it to Paul Worthy. Worthy running into trouble. Referee shouting for people to get off it. It has to be said he hasn't penalised one lying on yet. And Ned Kelly again doing well. Not the crowd's favourite, Mr. Dickinson, the Dewsbury number 3. Play on, says the referee. Keith Dixon picking the ball up. Plays it, and no one was quite ready for that. Andy Ayres had to be sharp to get across, and Nick Pinkney, the next man. Gareth Cochran still there inside the Keighley half, and Chris Robinson trying to get the big men on the move. Grant Dury, sixth tackle, I think. In fact, the ball being brought out. Robinson getting it to Simon Irving. Irving, good ball to Critchley. Critchley down the touchline side. Gets the ball in field to Keith Dixon. Keith Dixon well tackled inside the Dewsbury 20-metre area. Simon Irving going forward. Simon Irving still going. Irving goes in for the try. Simon Irving does well. And the Cougars, in the early moments of the second half, going in the lead 16-5. Good work by Critchley. Good work by Keith Dixon. And Simon Irving, the skipper, adding the icing on the cake.
Super Simon.
Irving with the kick at goal, perfectly positioned as far as we in the video box are concerned. And Ricky Winterbottom waiting for him to come back. The referee quite rightly telling him to keep still. And that one going outside the far upright, and the Cougars in the lead 16-5. Simon Irving with 8 points to his credit in this game. A couple of goals and a try, and David Longo with the kick-off from the centre spot. Fleary. Outside his 20 metre, that's good yardage as far as the Cougars concerned. Andy Ayres. Scored a try in the first half, Andy. And this time it's Jason Ramshaw. Okay. Well, Jason Ramshaw penalised, looking perplexed, and the referee explaining the letter of the law to him. And Kelly going to put the ball into touch. Paul Worthy, strong tackling. McAllister, the next man to have a go. 3 tackles to go, and the Cougars under pressure on their own line. Kelly getting it back to Longo. Shane Williams that time in the 6th tackle indicated by the referee. Going back to Longo, going for the drop goal, which goes many a mile wide and gets some rather ironic cheers from the Keighley faithful. Keith Dixon taking 10 metres, 16-5 the scoreline. Darren Fleury still going forward. Penalty, I think, going to be given. Williams, the second row man for Keighley, totally ignoring the referee for a few moments. And the crowd not very happy. Well, to Fleury's credit, came straight back into the action, as indeed does Ian Gately. Pinkney with the ball. Pinkney over the 20-metre line, turning round to look for the pass, but wiser counsels prevailed, and the ball coming left to Chris Robinson. To Grant Dury. Grant Dury looking for the gap. Quick play the ball. Robinson moving on to Martin Wood. Martin Wood putting the ball in field. David Ladd eventually picking it up. Ball out to Gareth Cochran. Cochran going for the line. Cochran scores the try. Cochran scores the try.
Try me out, boy. Try me out, please, baby, try me out. Just take a chance because I wanna be yours. Try me out, if you just try me out, I'll be the girl you want and let me be yours. Wanna love you, try me out, please, baby, try me out. Just take a chance because I wanna be yours. Wanna love you, try me out, if you just try me out, I'll be the girl you want and let me be yours. Yeah, yeah. Gareth Cochran, to the try. All right. Try me out, boy.
20 points to 5. The Cougars go into the lead, and Simon Irving with another kick at goal, practically in the same place as from the one he attempted to convert his own try. Coming up to take the kick. Again, perfect vision as far as our camera is concerned. And this time the kick is good. Simon Irving's third goal of the afternoon, and the Cougars go into a 22 points to 5 lead.
Simon Irving, all right.
22-5 then, the Cougars in the lead. 2 tries in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Kick-off going to be collected eventually by Chris Robinson, and inevitably as he collects it, Darren Fleury is at his right shoulder, takes the ball and makes yardage. Well, that's one thing the referees have been told to look for this season, throwing the ball through your legs. Mr. McCullum, the referee supremo, has issued an edict to all referees that they should look for that, and certainly Mr. Atkin quite within his rights to penalise Keighley. Glenn Bell. Oh, try was there for the asking. Dewsbury knocked on, and Keighley are in possession. Jason Critchley. Martin Wood going from acting halfback. Just can't get the ball out, otherwise Ramshaw had a clear run, but that's all ifs and buts, of course. And Chris Robinson gives a dummy, still going forward. Go! Martin Wood with him. Martin Wood racing away, puts the ball out to the wing. Critchley takes it, comes in field, gets the ball away to Grant Dury. Grant Dury powering his way down. Grant Dury is going to score the try. Tremendous work by the Cougars, and Grant Dury going in at the corner. Irving with the kick from the touchline side, and the Cougars 26-5 in the lead, assured of 2 more points. And Dewsbury being addressed by their assistant coach Trevor Leithley behind the line. And a well-earned round of applause behind the post for the Cougar boys. And Simon Irving kicks an absolute beauty. Simon Irving kicking his 4th goal of the afternoon, and the Cougars go 28-5 in the lead.
Super Simon.
And guess who's taking the ball? Chris Robinson. Guess who is passing to? Darren Fleury. Well, surely the referee has to take action soon, but Darren Fleury going to be penalised.
As soon as he gets in, he's going back.
Paul Worthy, the man who's been tackled, and also the man who hits Gareth in the face. Ned Kelly putting the ball out to Lyndon Johnson. He putting the ball in field. Cougars in possession. Woodcock, the man who made the error. Simon Irving will come through the gap. Does well. Simon Irving does extremely. Is it Critchley? Oh, and Critchley just lost his footing when it looked as though it was clear. And surely that's a penalty, is it? The man's going to be sent off or sent to the sin bin. And Kelly, I think, is the man who's going. The professional foul given by the referee, and Dewsbury down to 12 men for the next 10 minutes. Ian Gately on the rampage, gets the ball out to Andy Ayres. Andy Ayres comes in field. Can he get over the line? And the answer to that is no, despite the help of Ian Gately. Good ball from Gately. About half the Dewsbury side, about 8 miles offside, I would think. Well, the referee's given the knock on, but in all honesty, there are at least 5 Dewsbury players 5 yards offside at least, I would think, from the play of the ball, but the referee totally ignoring it. Martin Wood gets the ball out to Andy Ayres. Andy Ayres does well. Andy Ayres gets it to Irving. Out to Critchley. Critchley coming in field, still going forward. Gets the ball to Ayres. Ayres going to go for the line. Andy Ayres going for the try line. Can't get there. Scragged is the only expression I suppose you can use. And Simon Irving putting the ball into midfield. Long ball out. Goes straight to a Dewsbury man. Paul Worthy moves the ball out. Paul Lord tackled by Darren Fleury. David Longo puts a short chip over. Chris Robinson read the situation, get it to Keith Dixon. Keith Dixon racing away up to virtually the halfway line before he stopped. Didn't play the ball, but the referee this time allowed play to go on. Martin Wood gets it to Irving. Irving telling Critchley to come inside. And Simon Irving giving a very meaningful look at the touches then.
You get Will for Matthew Foster on now. All right, keep your substitution.
Gareth Cochran does well, gets the ball to Pinkney. Pinkney's away over the 20-metre line. David Longo stopping him. Robinson to Martin Wood. Good ball to Andy Ayres. Andy Ayres gets the ball out. David Larder, I was going to say in for his second try, but the referee, I think, has given a forward pass. And the little ball boy is in fact coming on for the kick at goal. Afraid he's going to be as disappointed as anyone, and Simon Irving having to tell him to run off the field. The referee, I don't think, has seen him. Practically 20 minutes of this second half gone, and the Cougars 28-5 in the lead. Dewsbury in their own half in possession. Glenn Bell throwing the ball really into no man's land, eventually filling up with McAllister, and Jason Ramshaw lifting him up bodily and hurling him back. Paul Worthy coming forward again, gets the short ball out. Up goes the bomb by Bates. Keith Dixon underneath it. Takes it despite the attentions of Longo. I think one has to ask the question why Ian Bates was allowed to go in at second man, but the referee allowing play to go on, and Critchley does well, gets the ball to Pinkney as well. Pinkney's lost the ball. Cougar's going to have to race across to the far side of the park. Do it in style, get the man into touch, and Matthew Foster on as a substitute for Ian Gately, the man who gets across. Grant Doder going across to say well played, and Paul Worthy, the ex-Leeds prop, going off. McKelvey coming back in his place. Andy Ayres at standoff half, where he used to play, of course, before he made the transition to winger, and now Matthew Foster joined the club from Doncaster, going to the 20-metre line. Martin Wood gives a dummy, does well, got Keith Dixon with him. Keith Dixon racing away. Keith Dixon going to score underneath the post, and Keith Dixon does it in style. Martin Wood playing so well these days, the man who made it. Keith Dixon, the man who fulfilled all the expectations of his mates and scored under the posts. And the little Sam boys' journey onto the park has been justified this time, and Simon Irving taking his time, kicking at goal. This will be his fifth goal of the afternoon. Straight through the middle, the netting stopping it going into Lorcombe Lane, and the Cougars in the lead by 34-5.
Simon. And don't forget the sounds of the 50s and 60s are here next Saturday night with the reunion of the Youth Club and the Mechanics. Tickets only on sale, Cougar Shop. Be there.
Kick-off shorter this time. Andy Hayes takes it. Penalty in rugby union, but not in rugby league, as he was caught with both feet off the ground and obviously sustained a bang. Physio having to come on. Legitimate tackle as regards rugby league. And the scoreline reading 34-5. Simon Irving, 5 goals and a try.
Once we all know that, JD Matthewman Textiles, today's match main sponsor. Thank you very much.
14 points.
Protea Lifting Services, and the Puma Ball sponsor, Ace Elevators, Mike Bradley.
23 minutes of the second half gone, and the Cougars cruising it by 34-5 after being in the lead 12-5 at half time. David Larder gets the ball away to Pinkney. Pinkney giving the dummy, going down the touchline, gets the ball back to Simon Irving. Simon Irving dies with the ball, thought for a minute about passing in field, and Martin Wood getting the ball out to Chris Robinson. Darren Fleury turning around looking to part with the ball, but Chris Robinson. Not the best of passes in the scrum down. Kevin Crowthers, the man who's caught by Gareth Cochran, aided by Andy Ayres, or was it the other way about? And Longo throwing the ball out long. Martin Wood, strong tackle on Lyndon Johnson. McAllister, the next man to come forward. Ian Bates, round of booing, greeting a substitution made by Dewsbury. And Ian Bates,
Substitution look for Williams.
again coming in. 2 more tacklers to go for Dewsbury. Critchley caught out of position then, and a good tackle by Chris Robinson on the touchline side. Jason Critchley possibly feeling that another interception try a la Huddersfield was there for the taking. And Chris Robinson doing tremendously well.
Life and story of Keighley Cougars last season, best ever season, on sale, Cougar Shop, or down here today. Well worth buying. Tremendous. And a birthday request for Leonard Falkingham, a life member who was some age last Wednesday.
Jason Critchley to Andy Ayres. Both of them, of course, ex-Widnes players. And this time Matthew Foster. Nick Pinkney does well, gets it to Robinson, to Darren Fleury. Fleury looking to bust the line. Grant Dory shoving players off and does well to get it to Andy Ayres. Andy Ayres can't quite get the gap, puts the ball away. Picked up eventually by Darren Fleury, and the referee ruling, not quite sure whether he gave a forward pass by Andy Ayres or a knock on by Chris Robinson actually. Whichever way, it's obviously Dewsbury's ball. .26.5 minutes of this second half gone, and the Cougars, as I said, are short of 2 invaluable points. Kelly, long ball out. Andy Dickinson, the man who gets it. Terry McAllister, the next man. The ball going loose. Simon Irving racing after it, can't quite get there. And eventually Kelly, the man who picks it up. Kevin Crowthers, the number 4 for Dewsbury, getting two or three ironical shouts. Six tackle indicated, and Woodcock putting the kick over the top. Matthew Foster underneath it, does well, takes it very, very well indeed. Pinkney behind him, puts the ball in field to Keith Dixon. Jason Critchley. Grant Dury. Chris Robinson going to put the kick over the top. Referee indicating that the ball went back, and young Chris North eventually recovering the ball and just making a few yards. Just short of the halfway line inside the Dewsbury half of the field, and the scoreline still reading 34-5. And another Cougar man's hurt. The referee, after the Darren Appleby injury, not taking any chances. But Nick Pinkney okay, he's going to race back.
3,611, thank you very much, 3,611. I'd like to wish Louise and Mark all the very best, celebrating their honeymoon here at Cougar Park. Louise and Mark got married yesterday.
Six tackle indicated again, 3,600 the attendance. Perhaps a wee bit disappointing, and the up and under by Kelly, beautifully taken by Simon Irving. Glenn Bell, the man who offended. Grant Dory going off, Ian Gately coming on. And Chris Robinson just giving the ball to Darren Fleary, who ploughing his way forward. The crowd again not too happy about something that happened in the tackle. And Ian Gately straight on the rampage, going through. Gately scored the try! Ian Gately on for 10 seconds and goes straight in and scores a try. The crowd loving that one, and Ian Gately, when he got the ball, was on the burst, knew where he was going, over the whitewash, and scored the try. Half an hour gone, the Cougars in the lead, 38 points to 5, and the goal kick to come. Simon Irving with what looks like another easy kick at goal. This will be his 6th goal of the afternoon. No problems, straight through the middle. Seven tries, 6 goals to the Cougars, and the scoreline reading 40 points to 5. Kick off deep, this time going to be taken by Martin Wood. Martin Wood up to the 20-metre line and indeed across it. And this time it's going to be David Larder. And yes, not the best of passes, but Irving did well to take it. Got it to Keith Dixon, inside to Jason Critchley. Critchley finds Ian Gately, and Ian Gately finally tackled. Gareth Cochrane, the man who's been fouled, and I must confess I found it surprising that the referee is so close to the player and with a much more open view. Misses the head high tackle, but credit to the touch judge who saw it. And the penalty kick obviously going to the Cougars. Another good kick by Keith Dixon. Matthew Foster taking the short tap. And the Cougars lined up in an attacking formation. Fleury does well. Here comes Ian Gately on the charge again. Critchley going in. Critchley going over for a wonderful try. And what an absolutely brilliant pass from Ian Gately. Went rampaging into the tackle, threw the brilliant pass to the wing, and Jason Critchley had the easiest of tasks to race over in the corner for the try. "34 minutes of the second half gone. 6 minutes to go, and the Cougars 44-5 in the lead. Simon Irving from the touchline side. Dewsbury, I'd imagine, totally demoralised behind their own line now, just looking on with speculative interest, looking forward perhaps to the shower rather than to the remaining 5 minutes of the game. And Simon Irving taking his time down below us. Up comes the kick, and it just fades at the last minute and misses the upright.
Right, the man saved by Salvators Mike Bradley and also Cameron Bell. The bookmakers across those have chosen Keighley's Martin Wood as man of the match today, Martin.
Martin Wood getting the man of the match. Chris Robinson, and this time it's David Larder who does the yardage work. Darren Fleury looking on with interest and admiration, no doubt, and Martin Wood just been named man of the match, still going forward, had a tremendous afternoon. Dewsbury bodies all over the place, quick play the ball in field to Robinson, to Andy Ayres. Nick Pinkney coming up quickly. Pinkney gets the ball out to the wing to Jason Critchley. Critchley coming in field, gets the ball to Andy Ayres. Andy Ayres still going forward. Andy Ayres over the halfway line. Chris Robinson bringing it this side again. Good ball to Simon Irving. Irving gives a dummy. The ball goes out to the wing. Robinson, Keighley has been given a forward pass. Well, by my reckoning, that's the third try that the Cougars have had disallowed for a forward pass. Certainly from our vantage point, no way of knowing whether it was in fact forward, but the referee, it has to be said, was directly in line. 3 minutes to go, and the Cougars, can they get the 50 up, I suppose, is the only question that we have to ask. Can't remember a penalty for stealing the ball either this afternoon. Don't think there's been a penalty for lying on, and certainly I'm sure there hasn't been a penalty for stealing the ball. And the guy who received that from Paul Worthy, Ian Bates, I'm sure was mouthing a few words regarding the pass to Mr. Worthy, but play goes on, and Dewsbury within 15 metres of the halfway line. Six tackle, McAllister the man, knock on by Ned Kelly, and Kelly put the elbow in. Dixon out to the wing to Matthew Foster. Matthew Foster comes in field. Well, the crowd yelled for the head high tackle. The referee totally ignored everything, and the ball coming back to Ramshaw. Andy Ayres. Andy Ayres gets it out to Cochrane, to Simon Irving. Simon Irving to Critchley, back in field to Cochrane. And Andy Ayres knocking on. Play on, they must do, before the referee blows his whistle. Chris Robinson having a few words. And a minute or so to go before the final hooter goes. In fact, the hooter going. The game all over. Another super win for the Cougars by 44 points to 5.
And the Cougars march on. And I remember going to Dewsbury last year, and they played The Party's Over.